That's right. Welcome back, everybody, to Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth. I'm Jennifer, and we have the fabulous Merideth.
Oh, you were so sweet. I love it when she shows me love, and she does every day. Sometimes it's a little grittier than the others, but I don't mind at all.
That's true.
We are, yes, like Jen said, we're here every Saturday, 8 to 9, Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth, and we love to have fun with our listeners, find out what you want to hear about, and just share about what's going on in our lives. In particular, today, we've got some special guests. The one and only, we have some actual experts in the house. I'm so excited because I love meat, so what am I? I'm not gonna lie. You know, we've got the actual McKeen BBQ, Miss Christy and Mr. Jeremy. I'm looking at Jeremy. I'm like, oh, so no, you have
Welcome, Miss Jeremy.
I know.
I love being a Miss Jeremy.
He's such a great guy. This couple right here is so amazing, and they just are filling in, of course, today with us with McKeen BBQ, but they've got so many other talents. We'll get to hear about that too, but really wanted to reach out to them because summer season.
Yes.
We're getting out there. I want to get on the grill. I don't actually have a grill, so that's why when I asked Jennifer, I was like, people probably are doing grilling, going out there doing, trying to have food, and I don't know how to do that. So what do we do? And she was like, you know who we can reach out to? She started looking online, and sure enough, McKeen BBQ right here in our community, could not believe it, award-winning barbecue team.
Yes.
They do also catering, which is a bonus because that means we can get access to them. Yay! So excited. We don't have to travel all around when they go to
their food.
Oh, great food.
It's fabulous.
Well, and what's better, I can't wait to find out, actually. So, Jeremy, you tell us, and Jeremy and Christy, welcome so much to the show. I know I get so excited, I kind of jump around, guys.
Yes.
Sorry. But, yes, we are so excited to have y'all here because I don't know much about grilling, smoking, cooking, anything. So, tell our listeners more about McKeen BBQ and what really got y'all started to really take, meat by the hands, if you will.
Well, thanks for having us. This is definitely something different for us, but it's fun. It's very cool to see how everything works. So, it's a very cool process.
Oh, yeah.
But for us, it actually started as far as a barbecue team, we started about 7-8 years ago. So I had always done school fundraisers and stuff like that, cooking a bunch of briskets for the Super Bowl and selling them to raise money for different school events and stuff. And grew up doing family stuff and everything like that. My grandfather had an awesome pit at his house, and so it was the perfect pit to learn on and stuff. And so then some friends of ours told us about a competition that was out in Montgomery. It was free to enter. And so I just got a bunch of our friends together. And at that time, we were called Young Guns Barbecue because we were all young.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a reference to the movie. I was like, nice.
It is a good movie, but no, it was just because we were all young and didn't know what we were doing.
I remember that barbecue too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we ended up at that cook-off, we ended up taking a first-place chicken and then did really good in every other category and ended up, out of 40 teams, taking third place overall.
Hold on.
And
First time out of the gate?
So we were hooked.
Yeah.
Well, see, there's another side to that story. So 6 months later, we decided to cook another competition. And this was a invitation type closed.
Oh, an exclusive kind of thing.
You had to pay to be in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were cooking
more.
against people that they cook 2, 3, 4 times a week or a month or whatever, and professionals. And we got it handed to us, and I was like, okay, I got to learn how to play this game because competition barbecue is just like any other sport. You got to learn how to play the game. Mm-hmm. You got to learn what judges want. You got to learn the processes and stuff like that. And so we spent the next 6 months. I spent the next 6 months just practicing and learning and studying and watching a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. And then we started competing and we started seeing results and seeing things go up. And then someone asked, hey, can you cater this wedding? Can you do this? Can you do that? And before you know it, you start doing some catering stuff. First it was, let's do some catering to pay for the competitions because they're not cheap.
Yeah.
And then you end up catering more than you do competitions because catering is guaranteed money, where competition, it's still a competition. You never know at any given week what the judges want. So that's kind of how it all took off for us.
That is just amazing. And, you say it so easily, but I want our listeners to realize, like, that's passion. That's when it's meant to be. It's when things fall into pieces and your dedication. I mean, that's something that doesn't happen overnight. And that's what I try to teach my family, and a lot of kids and youth, that I get to hang out with sometimes. It's just when you love something, man, you're all in, aren't you? You
Oh, yeah.
go all in.
And you can't be afraid for failure either. I've burned a lot of meat.
Really?
Oh yeah, burned a lot of meat, had a lot of tough meat, but you learn from every experience. You learn something different. Every competition we do, we learn something different.
Well, and
so
he's being humble because I know they're award winning, and I know it takes a lot of work. And I love his attitude about it because it made me feel better because I know I've burned some stuff, Jeremy. So thank you because I know I'm right there. Well, yeah. So I love that it's a passion of yours because I love learning from experts. So what would you say for like someone like myself, like a newbie? I want to learn how to smoke meat because I have one of those. I'm one of the girls that you would probably be like, well done, that's going to mess your meat up because I had an incident, meat was pink, mama got sick, that sticks
Yeah.
with you. So when I went to have barbecue at a cook-off one time and the chicken came out and, when it's smoked, it has that pink discoloration. So for a while, I know it's so lame, but I seriously had like this stigma of like fear for, until one of my brother made me, he's like, you got to try this. It's not the same. And it was amazing. So how does that all happen? What do you tell a newbie like me that wants to be able to cook and trust it with the smoker, but don't know where to begin,
Sorry. First thing you definitely have to do is get a smoker. You have to get a smoker or a grill. I mean, it's really easy. Like one of the cheapest and easiest ways to get in it is you buy a Weber charcoal grill. You can find them for like $100 at Walmart or whatever, and you can do just about anything on a Weber grill. There's a million YouTube videos you can watch on how to set it up for smoking and grilling and stuff. So grilling is normally a direct heat, so that would usually be, your heat source right under your meat, and high temperatures. So you're looking at anywhere from like 400 to upwards. I like to sear steak sometimes up around 600. So that's your temperature. Smoking, you're normally like around, some people do 225. I like to cook a little hotter, so I'm usually around like 275, sometimes even 300. And because some people like to spend 24 hours cooking a brisket, but I prefer to have it done in like 8 hours. I like sleep. I have a life, and I believe I can get just as good as a product as instead of spending 16 to 24 hours cooking a piece of meat.
No,
So
I like that.
so
Efficient.
So you get you something cheap like a Weber grill, and you start practicing. You start on easier meats. When it comes to smoking, one of the easiest meats to smoke is like a pork butt, to do pulled pork, and because they're very forgiving piece of meat, they have a lot of fat, a lot of marbling in it. Fat is flavor when it comes to barbecue.
Right.
Really, when it comes to any meat. And so it's a very forgiving meat, and you're just basically, you cook it, if you're cooking at, say, 275 degrees, you cook it for 4 hours just on the pit, and then you wrap it up in foil, maybe add some juices to it, some apple juice or something like that, and then you cook it till it's done. And
apple juice. I never would have thought of that.
and I brought something, this here, for the people on YouTube, it's just a temperature probe. And it is your best friend when it comes to grilling, when it comes to, it's not the end all, it helps to know how things feel and stuff like that. But like your chicken, if you know what temperature it is, you're not getting raw chicken. You're not going to get salmonella poisoning, and stuff like that. Because like you said, when you smoke chicken, it takes on that pinkish tint or whatever, and some people get freaked out by that. But as long as it hit 165 degrees internal, it's killed that bacteria and stuff like that. So whenever you cook, you smoke, you grill and stuff, there's some meats, like especially with like, say you're grilling a steak, you don't want to hockey puck when you're done.
Right.
So if you like it rare or, medium rare or medium or whatever, if you know what that temperature is, and you're, just kind of checking it with a quick digital probe or whatever, you're not losing a lot of juices when you stick it and stuff, and you're just watching that temperature, and then you pull it off usually about 5 degrees before, if you're shooting for 130, pulled off at 125 because there's always a carryover, you know, so just as it's sitting and resting, you know, it's going to carry over.
That is so cool. I mean, and I'm just fascinated because this is like a whole new world, but I'm thankful that you brought out the temperature because that would be me, like Miss, you know, the Girl Scout who's like, hold on, is it reaching the temperature?
Well, I
That
think
didn't sound like
a
a good
temperature probe, you know, like when you're first starting out, like this one is a thermo wand or whatever. I got it off Amazon for like $16, and I mean, it works super well, and especially whenever you're just starting out, you know, to go by temperatures is a great guideline, you know, for what you're
sure
cooking.
you don't get sick.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely
Yes.
Well, and I know for a lot of our listeners, like your cook-offs, everything that you do, is it here regionally or do you go throughout Texas? And like, what gets you, I guess y'all said you've been doing it for about 7 to 8 years. So if it's something where we can go and see you locally, I mean, are you nearby soon? Or I know your catering's more private.
Yeah. Well, as far as the cook-offs go, we pretty much take a break during summer
Oh,
because
that's right.
It's so hot.
It's too hot. And unless you have like a good camper or something that has AC that you can get out of the heat, man, it's brutal.
No, that's a stupid girl question. I'm sorry. I thought about that. I'm like,
No,
oh, yeah.
but there's a lot of competitions. I mean, there's different websites you can go onto. There's different barbecue associations. We're members of the IBCA, the International Barbecue Cookers Association. And you can get on their website, and you can find events all over Texas, pretty much any weekend of you know, whatever month you're in. And but we have some coming up in September. We have one in New Caney we're going to do in September, and then there's a couple other in October and stuff that we're going to do.
Well, and that's when I start. You're right, because in our community, we're really blessed when like the season does change and starts getting cooler. That I do start thinking of cook-offs, barbecue. You know, and of course we think of Houston, but it's just opened my eyes moving out here. How there's so many. Again, going back to like how I was saying, there's this underground bingo world I didn't know about. There's this underground like cook-off world I didn't know about, or cooking. You know, just because I had no idea till I got a chance to meet and know more about McKeen and others. You know that they're
Anything that Meredith doesn't know about is underground. Real
It's funny, actually, yeah, because I do say that. Remember the beer trading guy?
Yes, I do.
Underground.
Well, that's coming up.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up. Anyway, yeah, no, that is so wonderful because I know for me, you give me some options. You know, like I could figure out how to get a Weber grill, go onto YouTube because you're right. YouTube is not just crud. You can actually learn a lot on it.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
be a
there's
good
a lot
tool.
of really good stuff.
Yeah, now watch for the tunnel. We can all get in there, the YouTube tunnel. So you got to watch it.
Get in the Grit and Grace tunnel.
Yes, you do. But that being said, yeah, so go on, get a Weber, go to YouTube. And also, I mean, the pork butt thing was, first of all, I can't wait to go to the meat department and ask somebody to pull out a pork butt because I don't know what it looks like. But you said it's forgiving.
Well, see,
Not a butt.
yeah, it's not a butt.
No.
So that's important to know, too.
Oh,
So a pork butt actually comes from the shoulder of
Yes.
a pig. So you have two parts of the shoulder. Your top part is your butt, and then the bottom part is your picnic roast. The picnic roast is usually like where you get a ham from, usually, and it's a little leaner than the actual butt. The top part of that shoulder, that's where a lot of the marbling and flavor is.
I had no idea. And now I'm just like, that will always be from now on, like my arm. Where's
And
your
you
pork,
can-
where's your
You
pork
just
butt?
look at it. It says like butt roast or
Yeah, it'll say a butt roast or a Boston butt or something like that.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yes.
See, yeah, well, I just,
But it's not a butt. Not a butt.
no, it's not
okay.
a butt.
Good, because yeah, when I go in, it visions of cheeks and
Yeah, on the other
wonder if
end
my-
of the pig, front end of the pig.
I wonder if my kid is enjoying hearing how many times we say butt. On the,
Funny, growing up, I wasn't allowed to say butt.
yeah. Well, bottom. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Bottom.
Booty.
I see booty was still a little risque. Mom would look at me, but you're right. It's so funny. Now I'm like, watch it. Well, I want y'all to stick around. We've got probably just a few minutes left, but we're not ready to get rid of you just yet because I need to know more. So you're going to stick around for a little bit?
We're here.
Awesome. Y'all stay tuned.
I have a question from a listener.
Oh,
do I have
wonderful.
time for
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
Okay. Amanda, you catered their wedding, and I was there. Tyler wants to know, is the barbecue sauce bottled and ready to purchase yet? He loves the dry rub, but how about that jalapeno barbecue sauce?
You do have some good sauce. Well, okay.
I brought y'all some of that sauce today, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I want you to pause on it because we're going to answer that. All right,
I'll
Tyler?
save it and bring it to you.
Yeah, Tyler, we're gonna get back with the word because we want to find out too. Because anytime something new's coming out, we want to give you a heads up too. So everybody, stay tuned. We're gonna get to more of McKeen BBQ next on Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth.
Yes. Relax.
Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. Be sure to check us out every Saturday live, 8 to 9 on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Also on irlonestar.com. But more importantly, subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear. Leave us your comments, right?
Yeah.
We want to hear from you, all right? Check us out online, too. Where can they find us online? Damn it, woman, that's what you're supposed to say, the social media. Grit and Grace Texas at gmail.com. Online, all our social media platforms are at Grit and Grace Texas. Be sure to connect with us, guys.